What's up, everyone? Father here with another hopefully exciting backyard baseball video. We'll be taking on, well, we'll actually be performing a new trick here. So we are playing against the Yankees with potentially 2 games to go. I have a game in hand, basically. So if I lose the first game, I get another chance against them. If I win the first game, I will be the Consolation winner this season. So that's kind of cool. Get the sound settings where I like them. So last time out, Mark McGwire was the big hero with a solo shot, 2-run homer, 3-run homer, and grand slam all in the same game. So he hit for a home run cycle, and that kind of fell in line with his performance this season in general. He's been pretty solid for me. So this is a combination of regular and postseason stats. So this is everything so far. Nancy Chin has been our worst offensive contributor, with only a 460 batting average. Has a decent number of walks, but Uma Morris with 9 walks has been pretty impressive in that department. And a lot of our run production, RBIs from Mark and Jane, pretty much as you would expect, I assume, at least, looking at this squad. But, everyone's chipping in some way or another overall, I would say. Yeah, we're ready to go into this game against the Yankees, and the kind of unprecedented part is that, well, they played on Backyard Baseball 2003 all season long, and so they have a few players that have been modified. So Kenny Lofton is actually Todd Helton. So he has the stats of Todd Helton from Backyard Baseball 2003, but has the appearance and everything of Kenny Lofton. So I'll have to keep that in mind. He's not actually overpowered speedster like Kenny Lofton is in 2001, but it's a solid player nonetheless, Todd Helton. And Nomar Garcia-Parra is the representation of Albert Pujols. So he has the stats of Albert Pujols from Backyard Baseball 2003, but looks like Nomar Garcia-Parra. It's another thing to keep in mind. I think everyone else on this squad is as normal. They have a pretty speedy outfield overall, other than Mandy Coolidge, who is actually a stand-in for Matessa Sturgis. They have the same stats anyways, but that's what's going on out there. If you're also following along with the Yankees season and confused by some of these changes, that is what they have going on. I'm not entirely sure this is their actual expected batting order or defense, because it seems like it's just a kind of default setup. So maybe I'm either not on hard mode or go do some investigating, and I'll cut out some of this if I need to, but it seems weird so far. So, hopefully I edited this properly, and this is just an immediate welcome back for most of you, but did have to do some file work there to get the Yankees batting order to match their standard one. Their defense was fine, but they were supposed to have Courtney leading off, Vicky playing third and batting second, Chico Pappas playing left field, batting third, Kenny Lofton, once again, who was standing in for Todd Helton, batting cleanup and playing shortstop, Mandy Coolidge in for Matessa Sturgis, batting fifth, playing right field, Earl Abbott playing second base, batting sixth, Nomar standing in for Pujols, playing first base, batting seventh, Vogel behind the plate, catching and batting eighth, and Marquis Dubois on the mound and batting ninth. So they're all set up. I need to quickly adjust my batting order and defense, which I've been running something like this. Yeah, this makes me happy. I like Jane batting leadoff, Kathy batting second, Wing batting third, Mark cleanup, Jessica fifth, nope, sorry, Emma seventh, Cindy sixth, and then Barbara Nancy to close things off. And this has been the defensive alignment I've been using lately. Alright, so now we're actually ready to start this thing. Our usual logo here, and then the only other thing that should be changed is these players that needed to be modified to match with their 03 versions. So I've been playing on Backyard Baseball 2001 all season, and my opponent Crazy Eights has been playing on Backyard Baseball 2003 all season. So, nice feature. Thank you to Visory for the ability to actually do that so that we can have this true matchup without just trying to find like similar replacement players or anything like that. We get to perfectly recreate our teams. So somebody in, I don't remember what player it is, but somebody in Crazy Eight's file is going to be a replacement for Mark McGuire on my team. Just like I have Kenny Lofton and Kenny Lofton is playing first base. Nomar. Nice replacements on this side of things. And this is going to be an infield hit from Chico as I derp around a little bit. Hard hit ball, and he's fast, so it bounced off of Barbara at shortstop and gave Chico enough time to reach base safely. Once again, this is Todd Helton. In reality, not Kenny Lofton, so this is going to be an easy play at first. If that had been Todd Helton, or if that had been Kenny Lofton, that would have been probably an infield single on that hit bouncing off of Nancy, but plenty of time to throw out Helton at first base and bring us to the bottom of the first. We are home team in this series. We were the away team in every other Consolation tournament game so far. Marky starts off with a hook that just misses above the strike zone to Jane. He's batting leadoff for us once again. That ball, I think, was going to be a strike. And Jane chops it foul. So 1-1 the count on her. I'm going to stay power until we get to 2 strikes at least. I think that's going to go inside, and it does. So 2-1 now the count. Goes to 3-1. Monkey's starting out a little wild here. Obviously a disadvantage for Crazy that we're not playing at Du Bois Diamond. Jane doesn't really get all that one, but hits it hard into the right center field gap, and does take a slide into second thanks to a strong throw from Courtney Valentino, but she does come away with a double on that one. So not really much of a power swing there, but got the job done to start things off for us. Kathy hits the ball hard on the ground and is gonna pick up an infield single. Pujols came too far off the bag. Pujols Umar. No holes. Definitely no holes. Flubbed it. Earl tried to come over and cover and does have the speed to do so, but not quite enough to match Kathy there. So we'll have Wing Quan up, runners on first and second, and nobody out. Gonna be tough to get everybody on base safely here, but also gonna be tough for the Yankees to double us up, I think. Depends on what Wing actually does here, of course. As for now, he has worked his way to a 2-2 count, fouling off some line drive swings and taking a couple pitches. That might be trouble. No, just going to get the trailing runner, so a fielder's choice. Actually, no, that was more like a sacrifice. Sorry. So sacrifice ground ball down the first base line is going to move our runners to second and third, and just get the out at first base. Ooh, marked just a high pop-up in the infield, and was caught by Markey. Yeah, I should have been a little more patient there, I think. Pitch was pretty low in the strike zone. Not something I normally like to swing at. I'd like to have that one back. And we are going to, in fact, take a similar pitch that is thrown to Jessica here. Jessica, we're going to try a line drive swing, which has ended up as fortuitous home runs on a few occasions this season. And, you know, she has the speed that if she makes good contact, she can just beat it out. I was tempted by that one, especially down 2 strikes, but it does curl outside the strike zone. 1 and 2 for Jessica. Hits that ball hard, and the defense is unaligned, and it's going to get down for, I think, going to be a 2 RBI double. Yep. So, not perfect from Jessica, but a nice job, honestly. Keeps the inning alive for Cindy Chang here. He's going to be trying to hit the ball, well, where the defense can't easily get to it, or take a walk, of course. But trying to get herself on base for Uma. First pitch ball and second pitch fouled back for strike, of course. So 1 and 1. I think that was a strike at least. Cindy just fouls it back as well. So now we're switching to grounder to theoretically optimize our chances of making contact. Uses her good vision to see if that's a ball and take it. And nice swing there, and that's going to be an infield hit. Love to see that from Cindy. And give Uma a chance at least with 2 runners on. 2 outs in the inning though. We'll swing power for the first couple strikes and then switch to line drive if need be. So just take that pitch above the strike zone. That's trouble. Actually, it's an infield hit, I guess. Just enough on the placement. Vicky tried to get the force at third. I think probably could have made a throw across the diamond to get Uma, but decided not to. We do have bases loaded. Barbara at the plate is not the best, but not the worst. If that had been fair, I think it might have cleared the left field fence, but it does go too far foul. And that one we're going to take for a ball below the strike zone. 1 and 1, 2 outs, bases loaded for Barbara. Fouls one back to go to 1 and 2. Biggest worry is going to be Uma trying to get to second. Also, the biggest worry is just putting the ball in play to begin with, but we're reaching base however we can. I'd like that pitch back. Barbara fouls it back on this pretty fat slow ball down the middle of the strike zone. Cindy gets Barbara gets good wood on that one, but Chico makes a clutch catch out in left field. I think if he had flubbed that, everyone could have reached safely, but alas, we'll have Nancy leading off in the bottom of the second for us. As is, she is on the mound, of course, and facing Mandy Coolidge. Here in the top of the second. Trying to think of a clever nickname for the Kenny Lofton, Todd Hilton, numbers 10. As Mandy hits a little ground ball that Barbara fields cleanly and makes the throw across to first. Brings up Earl Abbott. It's very fast, but not much of a power threat. So maybe a little risky to just kind of let him reach base, but save some stamina to just lob slow balls. And he actually just pops it up to Barbara, who makes the catch at her shortstop position. So no danger there. Brings up no hole. Or no holes, I should say. Cross between Nomar Garcia-Parra and Albert Pujols. Yeah, slow balls were probably a little riskier than needed there, but fine play from Barbara at shortstop, despite a little bit of a flub. Makes a strong throw across the diamond to easily get no holes out at first and tie the side. So that brings up Nancy Chin, as said already, for us here in the bottom of the second. Nancy's going to take the first pitch for a strike. Cut inside, but not as far inside as I was anticipating. And it's going to be a... Oh, that one was high. Looked like it would have been a strike horizontally, but not vertically. That one's going to go above the strike zone as well. Go to a 2-1 count. Never quite figured out the power swing with Nancy this season. And foul that one back as well. So 2-2 count. Switch to line drive. And take that pitch to go to a full count. Walk is definitely as good as a hit here. And that's what we're going to get. So nothing too challenging there for Nancy. I'm happy to have a base runner on for Miss Jane Davis. Doubled her first time up and came around to score. One, I think, is actually going to clear the screen in center. She crushed that. So straight away center field. On a pitch pretty much right down the middle from Marquis Dubois. Let's see if we can get a distance reading on that one. 511 feet. So nothing truly crazy, but a big hit from Jane there. Demolished that above the screen in center field and gives us a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. Brings up Kathy Wolf, who takes the first pitch from Markey for a ball. Yeah, whatever. I've bounced between grounder and line drive with Kathy all season. I'm not really sure it matters. Half or so of her ground ball swings end up being line drives anyways. Ooh, that does catch the inside part of the strike zone. So down 1-2 in the count now. Kathy hits that ball hard on the ground, but it does go right to Earl at second base. So Kathy gets out, and Quan steps in. Try to put the ball either to third or to Markey. Pops it in the air. Earl cannot make the catch. Does get to the ball. Not exactly what we were looking for, but does pretty much work out there. And brings up Mark McGuire with a runner on base. Not a terrible pitch, but pretty close to the edge of the strike zone. And not really what we want to swing at. Ooh, that one I would like back. Fastball towards the inner part of the plate, but pretty much down the middle vertically. And that one going to go out. Does it have the distance? I think just barely. Yes. High pop fly from Mark McGuire that just does clear the fence in left center. Our second two-run home run of this second inning. Lots of twos in there. And it gives us a 6-0 lead. With just one out here in the bottom of the second. So, nice big pop fly from Mark McGuire. Brings up Jessica with nobody on base. Marky throws a nice hook low and inside for the first strike. Marky's still on the mound, despite honestly being pretty wild and giving up 6 runs already. So I'm not sure what's going on there. As Jessica hits that ball hard out towards the left. Chico gets under it but cannot make the catch. And it's going to give Jessica time to stroll into second for what's technically a double in backyard baseball terms. More like a just batter reached on error, honestly. But take what we can get. And getting her all the way to second is big for Cindy Chang here. Marky misses well below the strike zone. Looks like the ball would have bounced off the plate. That one I think was going to get called a strike anyways. Figured it was a good one to hit softly on the ground, but Cindy fouled it back. 1-1 the count for her as she takes the second ball. Pitch well outside the strike zone for her. That one is also a ball, just barely. Pretty happy to take it regardless. Now we do get a pitching change. So Mandy Coolidge on the mound. Marky going out to right field. Cindy fouls pitch back to go to a full count. Switch to a grounder swing here. Takes well to foul that pitch off and stay alive as well. Love to have her reach base, of course, but looks like she's going to on a 4th ball in the at-bat from Mandy. So she and Marky teamed up to walk one of the worst batters in the entire backyard baseball league, but he's done a pretty good job at reaching base just because of how valuable speed is in this game. Nasty pitch from Mandy there. Catches the low and away part of the strike zone. And that was the pitch we wanted with Uma, but she just pops it up, sadly. She'll bring up Barbara Jones with 2 outs and 2 runners on base. First pitch, fastball from Mandy on the inside part of the strike zone. Yeah, didn't quite get that one with Barbara either. Pops it up to Mandy, who makes the catch. So we batted basically all the way around. Everybody came to bat once in the inning, and we will lead off with Nancy once again. Barbara kind of let us down once again. But put up 4 runs on those home runs. Start things off with a pretty easy batter, Donald Vogel. Not a big bat and not a ton of speed, but does tend to put the ball in play decently well. Yeah, about like that, but nice catch from Nancy on the mound. Brings up Marky Dubois. We're also going to feed slow balls too. I love his bat flip after swings. Quickly falls behind 0-2 after fouling off or whiffing at some slow balls. It does stay alive, fouling off another slow ball. Let's try again. He does make contact with that one, but it's going to be handled by Mark with Nancy attempting to assist him in case he drops the ball or something. Courtney Valentino, obviously a threat at the plate with her power and speed. Hits it hard back at Nancy, who uses her body to deflect it back towards Jessica. I'm sure that was painful for her, but good defensive work anyways, as Jessica is easily able to make the throw, get Courtney out for another 1-2-3 inning. Nancy will also be leading things off for us here in the bottom of the third. Reached with a walk her first time up. Takes first pitch low and away, but in the strike zone, or strike one. That one might have been a ball, but man, looked like a big pitch to try to crush, and she fouls it back. So switching the line drive, and definitely taking that pitch for a ball. Definitely not ideal situation with 2 strikes on a one-contact batter. Mandy fools us a little bit with that high heat that does catch some part of the strike zone. Didn't really get a good look at it. So no runner on for Jane this time. Still gonna go power swing though. And I think she delivers on that one. Out towards right field. Basically the opposite of Mark's home run last inning. Just a high pop fly with enough carry to get over that fence. No chance for Markey to make a play on it. And a 370-footer for our 7th run of the game. Would have been real nice to have Nancy on base there, but alas. Also worth considering that Mandy has a power-up pitch potentially to use. Could have juice instead, of course. Kathy quickly falls behind 0-2. I think those were both strikes, but honestly hard to say. Kathy's vision is not particularly good. Does foul that one off to stay alive. A lot of foul balls with this squad. That one looks like a pretty clear ball, and it is. Kathy worked it to a 2-2 count. That stays fair. It should be a single, and that is exactly what happens. Solid throw from Vicky there, but Kathy a little too much speed to get got in that situation. Looking for something similar from Wayne Kwan here. That's good placement. And they both reach safely. So 2 runners on for Mark McGuire this time. Looking for another big, juicy, spicy meatball to hit over the fence. Gonna start with taking that first pitch. Been throwing a lot of first pitches to him, low and inside, but also inside the strike zone. It's gonna be interesting. The seeing eye single is going to get, well, Mark on first, score Kathy, and actually score Wing as well. So 2 RBIs on that chopper up the middle that bounces above Mandy, gets past the middle infield. So Mark sitting on first base pretty well means we want to power swing with Jessica. At least for the first 2 strikes of the at-bat. Not exactly what we wanted from Mark, but that was lower than I wanted it to be anyways, so I was about to say that was perfect, but okay taking that pitch, okay taking a ball there. Mark as a lead runner with Cindy at the plate, which is our next batter, is not ideal, but not to worry anyways, as Jessica crushes a 2-run homer over the fence in left field. She's been kind of like Uma and a more inconsistent power hitter, but does very nicely there to clear the bases, give us an 11-0 lead here as well. Feeling pretty good about our situation. And now should have a fairly tired Mandy Coolidge on first base. He hasn't been throwing power-up pitches or anything. Wow, Cindy crushes that ball down the line in right field. And it gets a double. Look at Cindy. That was amazing. She dropped a line drive in between first base and right field. Wow, I didn't know she could hit the ball that far. And Uma immediately driving Cindy in, kind of eradicating the fact that she had such a nice double, because a single would have done the same thing. But no holes. Well, gave me a really nice pitch to hit on the outside part of the strike zone. We are rolling on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders. Here in the bottom of the third, taking a 13-0 lead. Only 2 pitches from Nomar, and they've both been pretty well hit by us. Barbara with a not very good hit, but Earl Abbott seemed to be afraid of the ball. Did not actually go make a play, and so Barbara earns a single there. 3 pitches and 3 hits against no holes now. We'll stop that with a ball thrown to Miss Nancy Chin. Fouls back the second pitch to go to 1-1 count. Should have been a power swing, but probably would have fouled that back as well. Is that going to be a high enough pop-up to force a miss? It is not. So Nancy is retired once again. 0 for 2 with a walk so far. But we do get back around to Jane Davis this time, and have a runner on. Tempting, but I'm going to take that, and I might regret that. Better pitch than I thought. 0-1 for Jane. 1-1 for Jane on a pitch just inside. Jane! 3rd home run of the game! Let's go! Somewhere in between her monster slam over the center field screen and her just barely clear the fence pop fly, but we'll take that to go up 15-0 here in the bottom of the third. Everything's turning up Orioles right now. Kathy pulls that down the third baseline, but foul, unfortunately. Just like that in fair territory would be perfect. She fouls it back to go to 0-2 here. There's still 2 outs in the inning, of course. That pitch got out more in the middle of the plate than I was expecting. If he does at least manage to make contact from this open stance. And then got nice pitch there to hit, but fouls it off down the third baseline as well. Started out fair, but took a funny hop. Grounds that one up the middle where nobody can easily make a play on it. And beats it out for another infield single. Brings up Wing Kwan once again. 2 for 3 so far today. It's that one a little more in the air than we would have wanted. and not far enough away from Vogel. So they do make the play at first and get out of the inning, but not before 9 runs were put up on the board. We're going to be in a awkward spot with Mark McGuire leading off next inning. So not ideal, but such is life. And he lobs a slow ball into Vicky Kawaguchi that she whiffs at. Whiffs at another one. Could this be Nancy's first strikeout of the game? No, Vicky makes contact. What are you doing, Kathy? Shoot. Uh-oh. Well, this went awkward all around. Can we get that at home? No. Vicky with an inside the park home run on a pop-up to second base. Ugh. That run ends up mattering. That would be very annoying. Good job, Vicky. Proud of you, girl. So that was funny from the AI Yankee side of things. There's Kathy at second base. Ended up being a big downside there. I had no read on the ball, and she was derping around to begin with. Can I get this ball in time to get in at first? Just barely, no. So a single from Mr. Tunn. And that was a dumb pitch. Thankfully, Mandy did not swing at it. I mean, it was not that dumb. But he misses a little bit outside with that hook. So 1-1 to count. Oh, that's pretty nasty. Go to 1-2. Mandy not willing to swing there either. Nancy now does pick up her first strikeout. And bring up Earl Abbott, who will hopefully not do the same thing as Vicky here. No, just goes for a bunt. We're going to try to make the play at second on the much slower runner, and we succeed. Give up a run on the inside the Parker from Vicky and from my atrocious user defense, but such is life. Mark McGuire here in the bottom of the 4th. Takes the first pitch, once again in about the same spot, but this one was actually below the strike zone for a ball. I'm trying for that low inside part of the strike zone. I have no interest in swinging at those until we get to 2 strikes at least. That one was a little bit better, but Mark just fouls it back. That one does stay just barely inside to go to 2-1. We are running out of time to add to our total here. Just one more inning at the bat as Mark watches another pitch go by for a strike. So 2-2. Did not quite get enough of that one. Vicky out to make the play and does. It's close to being another random just pop-up home run, but Jessica hits that ball hard. Chico is going to get under it, but not make the play. I should not have tried to go with Jessica. We'll retreat for a single. She did hit the ball hard, so kind of deserved a hit there, but catch by Chico would have been a pretty nice play. Ooh, Cindy with pretty good placement, I think. Yeah, everyone's safe. Another hit from Cindy Chang. Gives us 2 runners on for Miss Uma Morris. Power swing, of course, for at least the first 2 strikes of the at-bat. That was in fact a strike, but low in the strike zone. Not a great pitch to hit. That That looked like a much better pitch to hit, I think. Might have been a little high, but no fouls it back. We'll switch to a line drive in this situation. Could have gotten all that one, but fouls it back. 0-2 count still. I think it's a ball. No. Catches the low and inside part of the strike zone. Emma is retired. Down to our last out of the inning. No holes here. Could actually get out of this one. But Barbara Jones is going to try to refute that. Takes first pitch for a ball. It's good wood on that one, but out to Chico in left, and he makes the catch. So no runs for us there. Nancy as our final batter our leadoff batter once again. It's been happening a lot in this one. Barbara has been getting out a lot. Not bad contact there, but not nearly hard hit enough to really matter either. For Barbara, that is. Has no holes. Leads things off for these Yankees. Gets the ball hard out towards Cindy in left, who relays it into Barbara at short, who makes the throw to Mark McGuire at first, and retires. No holes. Mark with a nice catch at first base. Been very impressed with his first base defense. Position that basically doesn't matter at all in real life baseball, but it's very important in backyard baseball just because of the increased likelihood of errors and stupid defensive plays and all that kind of stuff. Good wood on the ball from Markey there. Don't run into each other. They did not. Stood right next to each other, and I think it was, I guess it must have been Jane that made the catch. That's why it's showing Jane there. I don't know who did, but good defense. Both went to almost the same spot, but did not run into each other. Very impressed by that. Down to our last half inning here, and Nancy leading things off. That was a little too far outside the strike zone. I was trying to get cheeky there, but alas. That one was at least in the strike zone, and I think it's going to be an infield hit. Indeed. So, not pretty, but gets a runner on base for Jane Davis. Has 3 homers and a hard hit double so far today. Make that 4 homers and a hard hit double so far today. Amazing game from Jane. Picking up where Mark McGuire left off last time, putting a ton of runs on the board for us. And, she has been putting most of the runs on the board. I don't know if this actually, we're at 17, which is pretty good for the home team, but I don't know if this actually qualifies as a ton of runs. Crazy is certainly capable of scoring at least this many himself. That's going to be a seeing eye. Maybe could have gone to second, but nice single from Kathy there. Pretty happy with that. Earl Abbott did come on to pitch for that first pitch to Kathy, by the way. So we have no holes at second base now. Pretty tall middle infield is worth noting at this point. Also pretty slow, or at least tired. Wing hits that ball a little harder than I would have liked, but it does get past Vicky. I actually could have got Kathy all the way to third there, with, I think, with how far Vicky was from the bag, but we will take the single and putting another runner on base for Mark McGuire. It's been a little less effective today, but That's another good chance here. Gonna take that pitch. It's pretty low in the strike zone. Better than I thought it was going to be, but still not exactly what we wanted. That's a big pop fly that's not going to get out of the park once again, and might give them a double play opportunity. Nope, Kathy makes it back in time at least. It'll be an interesting setup with... Oh wait, no, we have Jessica still. Okay, we're fine. I thought it was Cindy up next. But with Jessica, we feel a little more confident. As Earl misses just outside for ball one. Catches the high and away part of the strike zone for strike one. 1-1 to count, 1 out. That one does miss below the strike zone, but we whiff at it for strike two. Misses with a crazy ball though. Go to 2-2. Okay, sitting on line drive here with Jessica. Earl seems to feel okay about pitching around Jessica, which again doesn't make sense with Cindy up next, if the AI was actually smart enough to realize that. Jessica does earn a walk. Gonna need another big hit from Cindy here. She is 3 for 3 with a walk today, so perfect on base percentage so far. Fouls off. The first pitch was admittedly a little high in the strike zone. Strike one. I think it was a strike though. I think that's a ball, and it is. Let's see what Cindy can do with bases loaded. Looks like... does not get everyone safely. They do barely get Jessica at second on that pop-up in between the pitcher's mound and second base. But we do score a run, so an RBI, and Cindy at least gets credit for a hit, though it's more like a fielder's choice. Trying to send Cindy on a steal, but keeping decent pitches at least to hit from Earl. Almost fouled them both off so far though. And whiffs at a pitch down the middle. I was trying to stay power and probably shouldn't have. So that is going to be it for us to go up to 18 runs in that bottom of the fifth. We just need to try to put away these Yankees here in the top of the sixth. They do have their top three batters in the batting order at least. Up in the sixth though. As Courtney grounds it to Barbara. Barbara fields it cleanly. And makes the play. We're not messing around with Vicky again, especially here in the last inning. She hits it back to Nancy. Makes the play at first for the second out. 1 out to go here is Chico Pappas at the plate. A traditional crazy eights player, if there ever was one. He's going to have a bunt single here. It's a little far away for Nancy to try to make a throw, so I tried to relay it through Jessica. That took a little too long. Yep, Mr. Tunn here with 2 outs and Chico on first. So on the first pitch, Chico was not bold enough to attempt to steal. But I was kind of ready for it. And we get him on the steal. Pretty happy to just end the game like that. Strong throw from Jessica after I moderately quickly, for me at least, stepped in front of home plate to start the throw. And that's it for us. We won 18-1 on our side, and we'll see how Mr. Crazy Eights does on his side of things. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Big game from Jane Davis, top of the order. pretty solid contributions from Jessica, Mark, Cindy, honestly. One home run from Uma, but kind of struggled otherwise. Good job getting on base from the likes of Kathy Wolf as well. Thanks for tuning in.